Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Oh my god, my selfie stick is falling because it's broken at the bottom. You know, keeping it real here, folks, keeping it real here. It's insanely hot. Jesus Christ, it's insanely hot. It's I think 82 degrees or something outside at 7 o'clock, 8 o'clock in the morning, and it's like a sauna in this van. But I've got to work in here today. Sorry you're wobbling about because the selfie stick is on the bed. So this isn't like major thingy production, you know. I don't have the time, I don't have the equipment, but I do want to show you what's going on with my van build. So as you know, I do like to get my materials wherever I can source them, basically free, hopefully, stuff that's just going to be burnt, pallets and other bits of wood, and they're not always the best quality wood, but you can do what you can do with it, you know. I don't use stuff that's just falling apart and splitting and it's just in awful condition. Obviously not, this is my van, but I do use stuff that is useful and that will do completely and still look nice at the end. So talking of that, I've got this kind of like white piney stuff. It's yeah, I've cut it to size because I've got 6 strips and that's all I had, and I need 8. So I am actually gonna go and buy some wood today because I haven't got any more of that exact one, and I need to finish the project that I'm doing, which is, oh my god, I'll show you, right? All of this, ooh, that disgusting carpet, and it's all the way around the window, and there was a panel. Oh, there's the panel, hang on, let me show you the panel, which is just cardboard behind it, and it's covered in that lovely carpet. It's not staying in my van, and so I've taken it off, basically, that panel, and I'm left with this cladding, of which I don't know what sort of cladding it is, to be honest with you, and where I've pulled the carpet off, it's just filthy. So I've done my measurements, and basically what I'm going to do is I'm going to clean all this up. Now, I do not have the time or the tools at the moment to do my lovely window frame, which I know some of you would say, yeah, but before you do your windowsill and other cladding, you have to do your window frame. Well, in the real world, in an ideal world, but it will work, it will still work in the end. But because I actually go away in the van as well as doing it up, I have to do the bits and pieces as I go, and I'm going away in 9 days. So I have to get done what I have to get done, and if I haven't got the tools, I haven't got the tools. My friend's got the tools, but he's not available, etc, etc. I have to make do with what I've got at the time, what materials I've got at the time, what tools I have at the time. It's just the way it is, and I'm nothing if not resourceful. So anyway, I wanted to clad this bit with a windowsill. So I've measured twice, cut once, and all the rest of it, and these are gonna go, that might not be the right one, yeah, these are gonna go all the way along with a windowsill. And this is not the windowsill, by the way, this is a scrap piece of wood, obviously, up there, and it's gonna look nice. I've already put them together, you know, and tried, and it will look nice when it's done. And then the window frame will have to come after that. It's just the way it is. So I have spent since about 7 o'clock this morning outside in the boiling garden, cutting the wood. Well, I've spent 8 hours well, not hours, but ages in here, measuring up, trial and erroring and all the rest of it. Then I've gone outside and sawed it up, and now I'm going to go and sand it all. And then today I'm going to go out and buy the rest of the wood that I need. It's like this, the same size, the same same dimensions all round really. I just need a little bit more of it. The van's not going to be completely clad in it or anything like. The ceiling's not going to be, because I'm not going to buy wood. I'm going to have I'm going to see what I can get, you know, and it will be done like that. And if it's a bit patchwork, then who cares? I don't care. I don't care, and it's my van. So, you know, it will still look amazing when I've painted it and stained it and painted little folk art pictures on it, and maybe doing some pyrograph stuff on it. It's just gonna look awesome. So I'm gonna buy the wood today. I'm gonna buy some stainer. I'm now gonna go outside and sand it all, but I won't video that because you don't need to see me sanding something, you know. You just don't need to see that, do you? And it would only be speeded up anyway, and it's like, it'll be 3 minutes of your life, 2 minutes of your life that you're never going to get back watching me sand. Why do you need to do that? So I'm going to put my phone on charge while I go and do that, and have a really cold drink with ice cubes and just tidy up a little bit, and then I will video the next stage. Yeah, I'm just going to work on it all day today. Like I said, I'm going away in 9 days. I want to get those curtains down as well, but I digress. I'm in the middle of making my blinds as well, so that's good. That's a nice calming, sewy type thing, instead of this sanding in the heat and getting it up my nose and down my throat. So yeah, I'm going to go now, and you'll see what it looks like when I've done all that. Okay, bye guys. Hello beautifuls. Yeah, so I did all the sanding the other day, and it is a couple of days since I've done that. Been busy. Yeah, I did it out in the 80-degree heat or whatever, and it was just, oh my god, sawdust was sticking to me. I was filthy, hot, but it's cool. I did it, and these old bits of it was like, I've only obviously done one side because this side is going to be against the wall, but I've sanded it all nicely, rounded the edges a bit. Yeah. And now I'm going to go and stain them with coffee, because you know what, I'm not it's not that I'm tight, right, but I'm not paying extortionate amounts they're charging for a bit of stainer, you know, in the local DIY store. Stainer and varnish, it's like, for a tiny little tin like that, it can be like nearly 15 quid. It's just stupid. So anyway, no need for it, and I want to do things naturally anyway. So I am about to make up a bunch of strong coffee and stain the wood, and I've watched quite a few YouTube videos, and it looks to me like generally you need about 3 or 4 coats, which is fine. So it's early in the morning now. I'm going to start that, gradually get that done, and then affix to the wall. So I'm just going to crack on now, and I've got more sawing, sanding, etc. to do, but the first thing is the staining, and then that can be getting done while I get on with other stuff. This is a fairly concentrated mix. A lot of coffee to a little bit of water, but let's see how it goes. That doesn't look very sanded, does it? That does not look very sanded. I might go over that bit again. Well, I kind of hope it doesn't dry that dark, actually. Maybe I should have like watered it down a bit more, because I do not want it that dark. I can always resand, I suppose. Ooh, actually that's quite nice. Oh, I reckon this is going to look awesome, guys. Sort of giving it a little bit more of a wipe off with the sponge. These sponge things are really good, actually. Yeah, cool. I like this. Well, that's the first one done. Okay, so this is much more watered down, and the result is obviously lighter. But when it all dries, I'll see. I might want to sand it a little bit. I don't know. I don't want it to be really, really dark in the van. Just like I wanted a light stain, so maybe I put too much coffee in there. But that's cool. We shall see what happens when it dries, and then I can give it a sand if I need to. This one's better. I suppose just put less on the brush. That's not rocket science, is it? Yeah, I like that loads better. So yeah, we'll leave all these to dry. And as you can see, this is the very, very concentrated coffee mix. That is really dark, isn't it? But you know, we'll see how that dries. And then this is slightly less, but then these two are much less. We'll see how they dry, and maybe I won't sand them, to be honest with you. The dark ones. I could have a dark one and a light one, and then another light one, a dark one. You know, it would look good anyway. Right, so this is what's going on in the van right now. I've got like my sander there. And oh yeah, the next thing I've got to do is clean all of that along there, because it's absolutely disgusting and filthy, as you can see. Ugh. Yeah, not nice. So I've cleaned all around here, a bit down there with the heat gun, getting off all the old glue from that disgusting carpet. And I've got most of it off. I'm just going to white spirit it now, just get the last of it off. It doesn't need to be perfect, it's going to be covered. But the point is I certainly wasn't going to leave it how it was, even if it is going to be covered. I mean, that disgusting black glue, old shit needed to go. So I'm going to white spirit that, and I have, this is, I've got the windowsill ready. I cut it to size, and I've stained it with coffee. And I was originally going to use like this side. This was the bit, you know. But then when I was sanding it, and then I sanded the other side, because we will see some of the underside of it. It looked like this. And I favoured this side because it had more knots and it had more character. So, yeah, it's going to go not that way around, because it's an old bit of tongue and groove. And sorry, my selfie stick is being mended at the moment. That's why I'm all over the place. Bear with. Yeah, so that's going in there. How awesome. And I'm just going to put that back outside in a sec to dry. And the other thing is sometimes it's just necessary to go and spend money on the van, because I ran out of my the wood that I'm doing under here, the cladding for the walls, and the cladding for the ends of the cupboards here. So I ran out of all that wood, which was free, and I had no choice but to go and buy more. But it's fine because I don't need to sand it. It's all planed and ready, I think it's called. And then I've got some gorgeous, like, rounded, curvy bits to go up here, which is going to come out of here and go round, which ideally would be lovely down the other side, sorry, behind me, but it can't because of the way the van's built in a concave way, and it just can't. I've measured it, believe me, it just can't. So but that's fine, and I need to do what I need to do in a week anyway, before I go. So I'm going to get some white spirit, I'm going to clean all this off around here, and then we're going to cut to size. We're going to start up here first, and we're going to cut to size the rounded bits, and it's going to look freaking awesome. And I don't know if I'm going to stain them actually, because they're not completely pale, so they're already coloured. So I'll show you them. We're now doing the cladding on the end of the cupboards, and as you know, I've been using the sawn wood that I got from the rough sawn wood that I just picked up along with some pallets and things, and it's been working really well. I stained it with coffee, and we've done that back wall now, which I'm really pleased with. But there just wasn't enough, so I was forced to go and buy some wood the same, but it's so planed and I don't like it. So I've done the two ends of that one by just mixing a lot of acrylics together and trying to get that sort of rustic vibe. But I've been looking on YouTube about how to rough up some very planed wood, and I mucked around with it a bit, and I used my electric saw. So that's what I'm going to do now, and it really worked because I've done a bit and I've stained it, and yeah, it just looks so much better. I roughed it up with the saw, and then I gave it a very light sand over the top, and then I stained it with coffee, and it looks cool. So I am going to do it on this bit now. Yeah, so this is the planed bit, and it's way too smooth for me. But while I'm here, yeah, have a look at that. It's nice, isn't it, guys? It's really nice. Hey guys, so I didn't video. I thought I was videoing me sawing like this, a piece of wood yesterday to get it all rustic looking and to get it looking like rough sawn wood. But I didn't video it, I thought I had. So we've chopped and chopped, and I am now going to I've got one last piece to do. So this is how you turn planed and ready, so smooth wood into rustic rough sawn wood. So basically I have this electric saw, sorry, and you get it at an angle, and you kind of just do that to it. So that's the first process. Let's go for it. yeah, here we are. And I'm now gonna brush this down and stain it with coffee. My trusty coffee stain. Hi, Megan. Right, the next stage is yeah, so look, it's, I don't know if you can tell, it's just a little bit rougher. There's some cuts in it. It will just be, it's in keeping with the rest of the project that I had, you know. When it was just planed and ready, it just wasn't working. I was having to add acrylic and make it up myself and make it look sort of, you know, rustic myself. So this is a much better idea. So I've got my mouse sander, and what I like to do is I like to have these edges, the top and around the edge, rounded. So I'll do that now. So even though I've just rough sawn it, that was just a very, very, very light 2-second sand, as you can see. It's not, it was just to get rid of the bits on the top. It is not a, you know, I'm not sanding it smooth again. Anyway, so yeah. So that's done. Got some nice little bit rounded edges now. It just looks, I prefer it like that anyway. I just think it looks more sort of rustic. And now we're going in with a coffee stain. We're going to finish the project off together, the walls, the cladding on the end of the cupboards. I love it. I love the way it, you know, the coffee stain goes into the grooves that I've made, and yeah, it just looks so much better. Well, it suits me better. It depends what your project is, obviously, but it suits me and my project much better. And even though it's butted up against the next piece of wood, I always do the sides, because where I round it off, you can see maybe a little bit, and I don't know, just like it to all be done. Get the excess off. Choose which is your top and which is your bottom, and either end. So obviously you don't need to stain the bit that's going on the floor. You only need to stain the bit that you're going to see at the top of your cladding. Like I say, I like to go down the sides too. And then, yeah, we are going to leave this to dry. So guys, just leading on from the making the planed and ready wood into rough sawn wood, the reason being is, I mean, like, look at this. This is lovely, right? This is the rough sawn wood that I got originally, like with the pallets, and oh, turning round, and this as well is what I rough sawn myself, because this is what it looked like when I stained just planed wood here. Not the same as the others, is it? You can see it's just, I mean, you know, I mucked around with it with a lot of acrylic paint, and after I'd stained it with coffee, I just had to put some streaks of this and that in, and it's very different, and that's why I've put it in the corner. So I've put it in the corner because my cushions all go here, you know, and the end of the bed is here, so I have my cushions when it's all made up, and I just kind of wanted to hide that a bit, to be honest. So that's how far we've got. So that back wall is clad now. This has got to go on today, and what I've decided about this windowsill, which can only be that size, by the way, it can only be that width, because when the bed opens up, it needs to not knock into that. So today, the cladding in the area that I wanted it to be done before I go away will be finished. Oh yeah, and we put that those half rounds up there with, well, they're not half rounds, but they're and we put the curtain rail back up there. But I've kind of changed my mind about that, but that is for another day, that's for another story, that's for another video, and it's going to stay like this until I get back from being away anyway. So and then all that's left to do after the cladding is me putting the blinds up. I've made the blinds, I'll show you that, and the curtains, putting them back up. So, and then I'm packing and making the bed up and ready to go away. It's been a really excellent project for the best part of 2 weeks. Basically 1 week really, because the first week I didn't do a lot. So it's all been done, I think, in 9 days. Yeah. By the time it's all finished, it would have taken 9 days with what availability we have. So yeah guys, I'm away now and loving life in my camper van. The bed's up, the cladding's done. I'm super happy with the way it looks. I know it's only a little bit for now, but you know, the project is evolving. The curtains are done, the blinds are done, and yeah, I'm having a good time. So thanks for watching my video, and I hope it was useful, helpful to some of you. Cheers, bye.